Another versus video from Tidepool Orchestra. We tried to think long and hard for a character that matches Zi-O in terms of strength and speed, and we finally came to the logical conclusion. Mintberry Crunch.
First, we'll explain who Kamen Rider Zi-O is. Tokiwa Sougo was just a normal high school kid doing the normal high school thing of wanting to be king and ruler of all time and space. Naturally, he is confronted with time travelers who believe he became evil Time Hitler and wants to stop him, but this other guy travels back in time to stop them from stopping him. And also to loudly announce every time he gets a new form. He gains the ability of all 20 Heisei Kamen Riders and uses them all to his advantage in a multitude of ways.
Bradley Biggle was just a normal 10-year-old boy who found out he had the power of Mint and Berry, and using them together, he becomes the superhero known as Mintberry Crunch.
Transformers tech specs ranging 1 through 10. We're going to look at each of these stats and then compare how both characters rank in them. Let's go.
Strength. Bradley Biggle isn't a particularly strong child, only about average when compared to his classmate at South Park Elementary. However, when he spins around and announces Shablagoo, he transforms into the protector of Mint and Berry, Mintberry Crunch. As Mintberry Crunch, he was able to fight Cthulhu single-handedly, putting his strength at a pretty high number, if not 10 itself.
Meanwhile, Tokiwa Sougo isn't particularly strong either, but as an 18-year-old high school student, he would still be stronger than a 10-year-old kid. When Sougo activates his Ziku Driver, he can transform into Kamen Rider Zi-O. As his normal Zi-O form, he has a high base strength, but he can also attain even higher strength by using his other rider powers. Plus, he has a time machine that can turn into a giant robot, so that's pretty strong.
Intelligence. Sougo unfortunately shirks his responsibilities in schoolwork and focuses just on fighting, which means his intelligence wouldn't be maxed out. Although, when he puts his mind to it and actually studies, he can still ace his test. Weirdly though, Sougo is a savant when it comes to history, which makes sense because he's trying to become the king of all time. When asked about vague ideas and concepts, and with just words like pink or green, Sougo can narrow down what you're talking about to a single year, then he hops into his time machine and narrows it down further to a specific date, and always finds exactly what he was looking for. That takes a pretty good amount of intelligence to do.
Meanwhile, Mintberry Crunch is a 4th grader.
Speed. Mintberry Crunch was shown to fly around at a pretty decent speed, which looked to be about the same speed as Charizard, which, as discussed in the How Strong is Ash Ketchum video, Charizard flies at about 76 miles per hour. There's not much to go on, but I would say that's a good comparison, that Charizard and Mintberry Crunch fly at about the same speed, 76 miles per hour. Cool.
So Zi-O can use his Forzay powers and blast into space within seconds. Forzay rocket form is just one of many different armor forms Zi-O has, but it has the highest speed. Mind you, Mintberry Crunch can travel between star systems as well, considering he's an alien whose real name is Gok'Zarah, but I mean Zi-O is still probably faster than he is.
Endurance. In the finale of Kamen Rider Zi-O, everyone around Sougo has been defeated. All of his powers have been wiped out, and Swartz, using a corruption of Kamen Rider Decade's power, is about to destroy all of time and space. Sougo then does what they had been pointing toward for the entire series and becomes Omagio. When push comes to shove, Omagio will come out and destroy everything. His punches have the power of 108.3 metric tons, and his kicks have the power of punches.
Mintberry Crunch, despite his other powers, has the same amount of endurance as his fellow classmates, being able to be defeated by anything as simple as a water balloon filled with pee.
Rank. Mintberry Crunch was chosen from his home planet Gok'Zarah to defend its berry mines, the berries of course having the power to fuel nearly anything in the entire universe, from the thieving mint hunters of Kagenra. That's all absolutely canon. Gok'Zarah, which is his real name, was sent down to protect all of Earth and to flip off his fat sister, which is unrelated, but his rank is still pretty high.
But is it as high-ranking as the King of Time and Space? As Omagio, he destroyed all of his enemies and made the future into a Mad Max wasteland devoid of all color and freedom. Wow. awesome. I mean, high rank, but at what cost?
Courage. For courage, both of these boys are getting a full 10, being stalwart and brave, unwavering in the face of imminent danger. For Zi-O, this extends all of the way back to his childhood, when he first showed his time powers.
Mint Crunch could be argued to be less brave than Zi-O, but when asked about this while in Cthulhu's alternate dimension, he said it himself. No, Mint Crunch doesn't ever pee his pants. And like, why would he lie about that, you know?
Firepower. Mintberry Crunch has two basic powers, Mint and Berry. He can flavor blast himself or his allies with the power of Mint, which will protect them from any opposing forces, which have been flavor blasted with the power of Berry. Everyone knows that berries can't affect the power of Mint.
Zi-O has twice the amount of powers as Kamen Rider Decade, having all 20 Heisei Kamen Rider abilities. Plus, as his Oma form, he's even more powerful. So like, I don't know, 10 I guess?
Skill. Zi-O is clearly a skilled warrior, having mastered the skills of all the different Heisei Kamen Rider forms, and becoming a king at just 18 years old. He's the personification of Heisei Kamen Rider, which is especially impressive for being a zoomer. He's becoming king of time and space while kids his age are playing the Minecrafts and Fortnites.
Mintberry Crunch has all the skills of Mint and Berry with a satisfying crunch.
Who do you think wins? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, while we're talking about comments, let's look at the comments from last week's video.
Brad Wilcox says, I didn't forget to comment on this.
Crazy Red Emu says, the guy reading the stats sounds like a real asshole.
Nah.
Alright, let's see here.
Was that 1559?
This got canceled because
Oh. I'm like, why did I use my figuring out Care Bear sock puppet to just put 1559? And I click it, it has a clip of me saying I couldn't think of what to put here, so I made Cheetor and Optimus kiss.
Wait, really?
Yeah. If you go to 1559.
Super Awesome Dude Face from 3 days ago says, my favorite minicon was the one who helped Starscream find a moral compass. Edit. Autocorrect changed minicon to minion, so I had to fix it.
Anyone want to like throw out a shout out for themselves real quick, or?
I'm Oma Connor, don't watch anything on my channel, it's absolute shit.
So go over and subscribe to Oma Connor's channel. You can find it over here. It says
Please
it doesn't
don't.
have any content, but there are actually some videos.
It's crap.
Any final words, guys?
Taco.
Yeah.
Loitering.
Eugenics. Anyway. Can I choose a different final word? Oh god, no!